And so let us go right over here. Here we go. So welcome everyone, and we thank you so much for joining. Formal introductions. My name is Erica Gonzalez. I am one of the product training coordinators here at Wellness Living. I'm joined by my colleagues, Katie Zarco Cardoso. She's also a product training coordinator here. And I'm also joined by Sina Golibegi, and he is a product lead here at Wellness Living. Together, we will be presenting to you, as mentioned, the improvements and features that we have released in January 2023. And so myself, Erica, and Katie, we will be going through providing live demo of these improvements and how they be able to impact your business. And Sina, he will be answering questions throughout the time that we are here today. So on the bottom of your screen, you are able to see the Q&A icon. And so when you select that, you will be able to insert your question. And so it's just easier to use the Q&A icon as opposed to the chat, because sometimes with the chat, the questions get lost in translation. It's much easier for Sina to be able to answer the questions within the Q&A chat. So we highly encourage you to use that, which brings me to questions. I'm sure being part of the Wellness Living family, you do have many questions, and it's why we have the knowledge base. The knowledge base is a great tool to be able to use. I know even myself working at Wellness Living, I do use it on a daily. And so please visit wellnessliving.com/knowledge sharing to have all your questions answered. And so why are we here today? What are the objectives? What is it that we want you as a business and your staff members to take away? So we want to be able to talk about the newest feature, Alert Center. We'll be talking about how it's able to optimize your productivity in your business. We'll be talking about forms. We know that was released last year, but there have been improvements, one of which is an image markup. And so you may be asking me a little bit more about what is that? Maybe I'll leave you a little bit on a cliffhanger here and we'll talk about that, but it's just really the ability to be able to now have your clients mark areas in which they need further support. And so we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about how to be able to configure your batch cutoff times to your payment processor. So that's really great having that flexibility. You'll be able to understand the new time-saving capabilities within purchase options. Thumbs up for that. And we'll be talking also as well about the improved mobile response, or rather less clicks that your clients will be experiencing when it comes to booking a class. And so that way they can come to your business and participate in whatever services that you're offering, particularly with classes and events. And so this brings me to our live demo. And so what we're going to be doing is I'm just going to be going through a sequence of certain features here. I'll be starting us off with our Alert Center. I'll be passing it off to Katie, and then afterwards we'll end off with myself with our Q&A at the end. And so here we have it. I am first going to be talking about Alert Center. And so Alert Center, very exciting, gives you the ability now to be able to manage what's happening within your business. And so as you see here, I am logged in as a staff member in this particular business. And so right off the bat, you would have seen the alert icon rather, on the top navigation bar. And so when I click on it, before I do see beside the bell icon, there is the red marker with the number containing the new alerts that I have within my business. And currently alerts within Alert Center, we do have alerts for your classes, events, appointments, and messages in Message Center. And so let's go back to clicking on the bell icon located on the top navigation bar. If I click it, these are my 3 most recent alerts. But of course, I want to be able to see where this would direct me. And so if I go ahead and click on, in this case, it was a client who booked a new class, I can click it, and then it'll bring me to, sorry about that, it'll bring me to a new class. And so it'll bring me to the client profile in this case. And so if I go ahead and unclick that, I will be able to still have that remain there. And so let's go to the top left-hand corner, our app drawer, and then it'll open itself up. And I do see here that alert settings is found in the app drawer. So I'm going to go ahead and click that, and it'll bring me to the alert settings. And so within the alert settings is where I'm able to configure my alerts and how I would like to receive them, and alerts in terms of the sound. And so as I mentioned earlier, alerts can be received for appointments. And so specifically within appointments, I'm able to receive new appointment alerts. And so I can receive that, appointment cancellations, appointment requests. And if your staff members do have the ability to be able to accept and deny requests, you have that. Within Alert Center as well, you do have class bookings. And so for new class bookings, you'll receive an alert for that. And then also our class cancellation. And so you'll receive an alert for that. Moving along into events, you'll receive an alert for an event booking, as well as an event cancellation. Finally, as mentioned, Message Center, you will be able to receive message or alerts, sorry, for new messages. And so if you're a subscriber to Message Center, nudge, nudge, go ahead and you can subscribe yourself, and then you'll be able to receive alerts for that. Scrolling back up onto the top, we're still within alert settings. And so as I mentioned, you can configure your alerts and how you would like to be able to receive them. And so if I go ahead and select the menu, I am able to have the drop-down menu here appear, and I can select from the following: alerts for all staff. So I'm going to be using the example of my appointment booking. So if I select alerts for all staff for my appointment booking, and again, this goes for all the alerts. If I select this, this is to say that I want alerts for all appointments that are booked in the business, versus if I select alerts for me, it's to say that I want alerts only for that particular appointment that I'm facilitating or I'm providing. Lastly, no alerts is quite self-explanatory, which is you don't want to receive any alerts for that particular, in the example, appointment booking. And by default, within your receive column, it will default to the option for alerts for me. And so if you want to make those changes, go ahead and make those changes accordingly and to your business needs. For our sound, we have the column for sound. And so you can select the toggle on or off for sound. By default, it will be selected for on, so you will receive a sound. But if you don't want a sound for a particular alert, you can go ahead and toggle that off. And there is one sound, which is the sound of a ping. And so that's how you're able to configure your settings within Alert Center. A couple of things to note, 3 things to note. The first is, depending on your staff roles, it will impact on how they would be able to configure how they would like to receive a particular alert. So for example, let's scroll down. If your staff member doesn't have access to Message Center within their staff roles, then it would impact how they would be able to select within the receive. So that's the first thing to note. The second thing to note, going back from the top, is when I select alert from the top navigation bar, I was able to see my alerts drop down like this. However, when I click on alerts on setup, and within this section over here, it'll bring me to the settings. And so that's something different, because for most features, whether you click it on the navigation bar or within the app drawer, it'll always bring you to the same feature. And so this third thing, which is the most exciting, is that please note that within Alert Center, that with our appointments, events, classes, and Message Center, these are just the beginning alerts that will be rolling out. What you can look forward to in the future, short future, is alerts for new tasks. And if you do have any suggestions for what new alerts can be, we would love to hear what those are. So please insert them in, or rather, please put them in our community forum, and we'll be talking about the community forum at the end of our session today. And so let's go on. We're going to be talking about our batch cutoff times. And so I'm really excited to be able to share this with you. And so right over here, we have our batch cutoff times. And so this is the ability now to be able to dictate when you would like to have your batch cutoff time. And so previously we saw that with Wellness Living, batches were processed together and the batch close time was dependent on the merchant processor that you were using. And so again, with this new improvement, you will have the ability to configure your batch cutoff time. So I've come in my app drawer, my setup, my store configuration, and my store settings. And if I scroll down, I can see this new setting available. And here we go, batch report. And so here is where you're able to select your batch cutoff time. Just a note that if you are not sure about what your batch cutoff time is, we recommend that you confirm that with your merchant processor. And so here, going back here again, you can select your hour, your minutes, and you can select the AM and PM, and then go ahead and select your time zone. And then with this section over here, synchronize batch number from merchant processor, you do have the option to toggle that on or off, but we do recommend that you keep this on just to ensure that you have a reference between Wellness Living and your merchant processor. And exciting for you, or for those of you who are a subscriber to Finance, is you will see that this is also reflected within Finance. And so something to note as well is I've already saved this, but if I go into, I save this in my tab, of course, I have gone into my reports, and then my sales report. So you will notice, excuse me, that within the all sales report and the batch report, because of this new batch cutoff time ability, that there will be the option to be able to see a column within this report. And if I go ahead and move my bar over to the right-hand side, I'm able to see the column batch number. So that is something newly added within the all sales report and batch report. And so quite exciting. And we hope that you are able to make those changes. And because you have that flexibility at your fingertips, you're able to make those changes accordingly. And so I'm shifting gears here. And so now I want to be able to share with you the ability for your clients to be able to book classes with less clicks. And I'm saying that, but there's just so much. And it's one of those improvements that I just actually have to show you because the words don't give how much of this can impact or is going to impact your clients. And so I'm in the client web app and I'm logged in as a client, and I'm going to go ahead and select, I have already selected book now, and then I'm actually going to select a class. So you will be able to see that, or your clients are able to notice that when they're booking a class, there's going to be less clicks. And so let's show and tell. And so I'm going to go ahead and select filter. I'm going to drop that down. I don't want to select all. I'm just going to select my boxing, and we're going to go ahead and apply that filter. And so here I have the classes I'm actually looking for next week. So it's going to go ahead to the next week, and great. I'm really excited for this boxing class as a client. And so I'm going to go ahead and select book now. And so it's going to process for me. There we go. It is coming up. I am excited as a client. And here we go. So right away, you can see the difference. I see the difference. Previously, before, when a client was booking a class, it would have them go through multiple pages. Now we see everything is all in one, and we can see the impact. So with this boxing class, I see over here that it's already defaulted to an asset. I don't want that. I want, bag number 3. I want to be right in the middle. Click, done. Frequency, I want it to be a drop-in. If I have the option custom frequency, that comes out a pop-up image, less clicks, there we go. I'm going to one time, great, drop in $20. It's already defaulted, amazing. I have to sign a form. Pop-up window comes up. No, I don't have allergies. That is my awesome signature. Complete the form, done, less clicks, continue to checkout. Default to my payment method, but if I wanted to add a card, it's there, everything's on the same page. Gift card, I don't have it. Discount, nope. And voila, it's going to complete the booking. And so we can see less clicks for your clients. And for me, I'm excited to attend my boxing class. Now, remember at the beginning, I think I did share it, that this impacts classes and events. And so my client, or I acting like the client, I want to go ahead and book an event. And so I see that there is this much anticipated summer kickoff boot camp. And so I'm going to go ahead and enroll in that. And so with this particular event, the business has set it up that I am able to book an individual event, or sorry, an individual session from the entire event. So I'm actually going to book this particular session of that entire event. It's about 4 weeks, the event. And so, okay, I already selected that. I'm going to select next. Okay, I'm not going to pay in full. I'm just going to pay the drop-in rate, which is $30. Again, everything all on the same page. I have to fill out a form for this. I don't have allergies. Again, I'm going to sign, complete the form, done. Continue to the checkout. Again, my default payment's there. I don't have any of that. Completed the booking. I am ready to attend that individual session as part of that event. And if for whatever reason you have set it up an event where your clients are not able to book individual sessions, but it's just the event as whole, your clients rather will be going through the same booking flow like I showed with the class example. And so I want to continue with the booking flow because Katie has something also to share with regards to how now within widgets, there's going to be an impact with how your clients are also able to book in a very seamless manner. So I'm just going to pass this off to Katie.
Awesome. Thanks, Erica, so much for sharing. Yeah, so like Erica said, I am really excited to share with you the enhancement we've made to allow clients to book classes or events on your website while staying on your website with our widgets. So widgets allow you the ability to embed a wellness living feature into your website. So clients can now complete the booking and registration from a pop-up within the schedule and events widget without being directed to a new page. So that's really great. It's allowing your clients to stay right on your website without opening a new tab. So let me show you what that looks like. So when clients use a widget to book a class or a non-block event, they will now complete the booking within the newly designed iframe of the embedded widget when cookies are enabled. So here you are looking at an emulator so you can see how the event widget will behave. If the client's browser settings allow, they can now complete the booking and registration from a pop-up, which you're going to see in 1 second, within the schedule and event widgets, reducing that booking friction that may be experienced otherwise. So I have a client who's clicked on my event schedule on my website and it has brought them here. So they are looking to book this boot camp event. So when they click enroll now, we can see this pop-up occurred. So they have the option to either sign in if they already have an account, or they can sign up right from here as well if they do not have an account. So we have our client Damon, who already has an account with us, and he is going to sign in. Just give Damon 1 second to sign in here. Okay, so Damon signs in. And we can see he's going to go through this improved booking flow that Erica just talked about, but right within a pop-up from your website. So he's booking this boot camp event. Like before, he is going to select an individual session for this event. Okay, so tomorrow, it's going to hit next. We can see right within the pop-up again, he has the option to pay in full or pay the drop-in. He is going to pay the drop-in. There is a form to fill out. He does not have any allergies. And book and pay now. He has a credit card saved on his profile, but just as before, right in this pop-up, he can pay with a gift card or add a discount code. Okay, and awesome. So when finished, Damon gets this booking confirmation that shows the details of the event. It also gives him the option to book another service and share his booking on social media. So this feature should reduce first-time booking friction and let you keep new clients right on your website during that registration and booking process, which is really an excellent improvement. So next up, we are going to switch gears a bit. So next up, we have an improvement in single sessions for all services, which is the first of many exciting improvements to come as they relate to how service checkout works, making it more seamless and fluid for staff and clients. So the first change with this improvement is that any text that read single session throughout the software now has been changed to drop-ins, as we can see on this client's profile in his passes and memberships section. Services will now behave like a regular pass when it comes to rescheduling, canceling, and returning the visit to a client's profile. So here we are on this client, Mark Winter's profile. We can see that he has one active drop-in. And if I scroll over, under this when column, we can see that the service he scheduled and paid for with the drop-in is for February 17th, tomorrow. So keep that in mind, because one immediate effect of these changes is for when a client early cancels a service that they've paid for using a drop-in. So I'm going to switch over. So we're now looking at the schedule for that class tomorrow, February 17th. Beginner stretching and breathing. We have our client Mark, who's paid for this with a drop-in. So previously you had to refund that drop-in and purchase a new one to reschedule a client if they needed to cancel. So with this release, that's no longer necessary. So Mark has to early cancel this class. He can no longer make it tomorrow. So are you sure you want to remove Mark Winters from this class? Yes, we're going to remove him. And then I'm actually going to switch back to his profile and refresh it. So give it a chance to load. And we can now see that on Mark's profile, he has one drop-in remaining, and there is nothing under this when column that we saw before, because he is now free to use this drop-in for another booking, and he will not be asked to pay. Also from the profile, you are able to, with this 3-dot button under the action column, you can refund this drop-in or deactivate it as well, right from the profile. So additionally, to accommodate future improvements, appointments will now be required to have a price and a price type included in the back end, even if clients pay with the purchase option. So let me show you what I mean by that. So here we're looking at an appointment at our business, a 30-minute deep tissue massage. I'm going to scroll down to the price setting. Notice for this appointment, clients are only able to book this appointment with a purchase option. But there is still a pricing type and a service price associated with it. Again, this is to accommodate for future improvements that are coming. In this situation, clients will not be able to see this price or be forced to pay for this price in the scenario, but just setting us up for success for the future. Okay, and again, up next, we are switching gears again. We are talking about membership conversions. So this is an improvement regarding membership and session pass conversions. I'm really excited about this one because I know a lot of you use the conversion feature in Wellness Living to automatically transition clients from one purchase option to another. So in this release, we've made the conversion process more user-friendly, and you can now specify if the conversion is considered an upgrade, downgrade, or an equal value change. So let me show you what this looks like. So we can see here, we're looking at an introductory membership that offers clients services at our facility for 3 months at a discount. So I'm going to scroll down to the after expiration settings. We can see that after expiration, this membership is set to convert to a 12-month unlimited membership. And I can now select what type of conversion this is. Is it an upgrade, downgrade, or equal value? So the ability to mark a conversion as an upgrade, downgrade, or equal change is really beneficial for organizational and reporting purposes for memberships conversions in particular, because they will be reflected in the memberships or memberships by location report, which is useful in showing how many conversions we had during a certain time frame. And we are in the works of adding this conversion reporting feature for session passes as well. So this improvement with membership conversions and session pass conversions also changes how we can convert memberships and session passes if clients want to change their purchase option after they've already purchased one. So previously, if clients wanted to change their memberships or session passes, you had to go into the store and sell them something new. So now you are able to go right into the client's profile and convert the purchase option from there. And then you will then be prompted to select whether it's an upgrade, downgrade, or equal change. So again, just a great improvement to kind of simplify that workflow. And I'm going to show you how it works. So we are on Katie Anderson's profile. She's a client at our business. We can see that she has an active classes membership. And we can see her active purchase options from her profile by expanding the account menu. And we're on the passes and memberships page. So we can see this active classes membership is auto paid every month. She has to pay $80 every month. So she did contact us and let us know that she is looking to convert this membership into a session pass because she's looking to move away from that monthly billing cycle. So now, easier than ever, you have the option of clicking this 3-dot button under the action column and clicking convert. This will then open an overlay, which allows you to easily convert Katie's unlimited membership without deactivating it and selling her a new one. So she wants to convert her unlimited membership to a 15 class pass. You're able to select the conversion date, which can be any date before this original membership's expiry. So she actually wants this conversion to happen today. She's ready to make the change. And then select the conversion type. So is it an upgrade, downgrade, or equal value? And you're also able to leave a note that is associated with this conversion. So client is moving to a class pass session pass. When I'm ready, when I'm all finished with this conversion, I'm going to hit save. And then give my profile a second to load. All right, so after you make the purchase option conversion, if you want to check the details to make sure everything went okay or that you entered in everything all right, you can go under the details column, click the little arrow and select view details, which will then open up the edit log. And we can see the details of this conversion on the edit log. So today, February 16th at 2:30, this staff member, Katie Zarco, created a membership conversion for the classes membership bought by Katie Anderson. So if I wanted to see further details of this conversion, I'm able to click on this activity and we can see those further details. So it's set to convert to a 15 class pass. The conversion date is February 16th and the conversion type is a downgrade. So let's say you made a mistake. One of those things isn't right. You set the conversion date incorrectly. It is really easy to make an edit to this conversion back on the client's profile. So again, I'm on the client's profile on their passes and memberships. I can select that 3-dot button under the action column and select edit conversion. I'm able to edit any detail of this conversion as well as cancel the conversion altogether if I needed to. So very simple here. And then this information carries over to the memberships report. So you're able to track the number and type of conversions made for any given time period. So I am on the memberships report that I found by clicking on the app drawer, reports, expanding the sales menu, and then selecting memberships. So a couple things I want to point out on this report. The first one is that you are able to filter. So on the right-hand side, I'm going to click filter. You are able to filter by membership conversions. So any membership converted from, and then any purchase option that it converted to, you are able to filter that report for. And then we also have some new summary cards. So we have the expired memberships, the canceled memberships, and the converted memberships card. And then there are a couple new columns that I would like to point out. So the first one is this purchase date column. So this is simply the date the membership was purchased on. And then I'm going to scroll all the way over on our report. And we have the conversion type. So this will show the conversion in the membership setting or the conversion done by the staff through the client's profile. So this column will show upgrade, downgrade, or equal value. If the membership is not converting to another purchase option, it will show up as blank. And then we have the converted to column. This will show the name of the purchase option that the membership is converting to, or will show up as blank if there is no conversion. And then we have the status column. The status column shows the status of the membership and will now display the word converted if it is a converted membership. So this improvement is exciting for you who can now convert memberships and session passes right from the client's profile. In addition, you're also able to track those membership conversions with the membership and membership by location reports. All right, and next up, we have a couple of really neat improvements to forms. So we're moving off of memberships and moving to forms, which I'm excited about. So this first one is that we now have the ability to use a signature pad. So forms that have the signature element will now show staff a use signature pad button to accept an in-person signature. So right now we're looking at a form that I have already set up in our business. And again, you can get to forms by clicking the app drawer and selecting forms where you can edit an existing form or create a new one. So I'm going to scroll down and we can see that this signature element has been added to this form and we can see the use signature pad button. So let's look at how this would look if we were filling this out for a client. So here I am, I'm logged in as a staff member on a client, Katie's profile. And we are filling out the service feedback form. So as I go through the form and check answers with the client, so I'm having a conversation with her, as we get to the end where she has to put her signature, I am able to select this use signature pad button and she will be able to sign the form with that connected signature pad. Please note that clients who are filling out this form on their own would not be able to see this button, this use signature pad button. All right, and then up next, we have a really, really exciting improvement to forms, which I'm so excited to show you because there's just so much you can do with it in your business. So the next improvement with forms is that when creating or editing a form, there's a new field called Image Markup. So once again, I'm in my forms editor, editing a form that I've already created, and I'm going to scroll down a bit. I have this image markup field on the left menu. I can click it and add it to my form and drag it and drop it where it needs to go. When you click on the image, you can see that we have the default body chart that comes up when you add this image markup, or you have the option to upload a custom image. And then of course, you can add a question to be associated with this image on your form. So our question is, where on the body do you feel the most pain or have pre-existing injuries? So I'm going to stick with the default body image for this form. When I'm ready, I'm going to hit save. And then once again, let's look at how this form would look as if we're filling it out for a client. So again, I'm on a client's profile, Katie Anderson. I am logged in as a staff member. Okay, and I'm going to scroll down a little bit here. Okay, so here I am logged in as staff member filling this out for a client. So I am able to draw on this default body chart or upload a custom image. If the client was filling out this form on their own through the web browser or the Achieve app, they would not be able to add a custom image. Only staff have that capability from the staff backend. So let's say that I'm a personal trainer and I've added this image markup field to an intake form that all my clients have to fill out. My new client comes in, they're talking with me, they're telling me areas of pain they're feeling on their body that they want me to be aware of. I can use these markup tools on the form to really point out what they're talking about. And then I can refer back to this form when checking the client's progress during their sessions to ensure we're being safe and making progress. This image markup is such a great way for you to further be able to customize and use forms to gather information. So we're really, really excited about this one. All right, and then up next for me, I am switching gears again, and I'm going to showcase some Achieve Client app redesigns. So in this release, we focused on modernizing the look and feel of the Achieve Client app. So what you're looking at on my screen right now is my browser set to make our app look like an iPhone. So keep your eyes kind of directed to the left of the screen so you can really see what I'm talking about. So here we have the Achieve Client app. We have a client who is signing in. And your clients will now see a sleek new sign-in page along with a refreshed bottom navigation bar. We've also made it easier than ever for clients to see studio details by tapping this View Details. And the About page for the studio also got a refresh. So it's really modern and sleek looking, and it really just matches the overall feel of the app, which is really nice. And then I'm going to click the arrow in the top left to go back. Clients are also able to switch between different locations if this is a multi-location business by selecting this down arrow next to the studio name, where they can then select which location they want to view. And then we expose the My Profile tab in the bottom navigation bar for clients to manage their profile details all in one location. Part of this change includes moving the My Schedule tab into this My Profile section where they can view upcoming and past services. So this is part of our redesign initiative. In coming releases, you will notice continuous improvements to the Achieve Client app, such as smoother booking flows, redesigned video section where clients can access the video library, and a new look to the rewards page, as well as a smoother checkout experience. So we can't wait to see these changes come and really be on the lookout for that, because these are some exciting improvements. And I'm going to pass it back to Erica to close us out with a few Elevate Staff app improvements.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much, Katie. So to continue forward, I want to be able to talk about Elevate. So there's two areas in which I want to talk about. I left the best one, I believe, first, which is now that Elevate. Within Elevate, you do have forms that is available. And so we are here, as you see on my screen. This is very similar to Achieve. This is an emulator that I'm using to emulate your phone or your device that you would be using as a staff member. So I'm going to go ahead and select the clients. And I'm going to select a particular client, which is Christian, and his profile load. So if I go ahead and select the three lines on the top right-hand corner, the menu expands, and now I see the selection of forms. And so if I click that, I can see first within forms within Elevate, I can see incomplete and complete forms. And so that is great as a staff member at the touch of your fingers. If you see Christian who is attending your in-person event, or for some of you who have the business that's a writing event and you're doing something outside. However, I'm not sure how you run it, but you can let him know, hey, you have to finish your intake form with the touch of your fingers. You're able to complete that. So if I go ahead and click that, I can make those, or I can complete those questions rather. And here I wanted to be able to showcase to you with the image markup that Katie shared. We can see it here on the Elevate Staff app. And so you're able to indicate in this case what your areas of discomfort are, or however you want to be able to use this, and then complete the questions and submit. I'm just going to go ahead and skip that for now. We're also able to add a form as well. So within the same section on the top right, I do see the plus sign there. And so I'm able to actually add a form to this client's profile. So let's just say on the spot, I want to be able to have Christian provide me feedback based on maybe the class that he attended. I'm going to go ahead and add that form, and we see that has been successfully added, and then I can go ahead and complete that on the spot. And so there we have forms available. For any new forms that you want to create, you are to create them on the staff back office, but they're all accessible within each of your client profiles. And so last thing that I just wanted to showcase is that within our client profile, again, within the attendance section, we do see that there has been just an easier way to be able to tell your clients when they're on the wait list, letting them know if they are in progress with the session, or being able to see if a client is attending a particular class that's virtual. Before, all those were kind of scattered around within the Elevate Staff app. Now we see that if we go into the attendance section over here, that's all integrated, and that's all found all in the attendance within the client profile. And so that is everything with Elevate. And so we've talked a lot today. And so we just want to be able to give some time to have your questions answered. I know that some of you have already submitted your questions, but we want to be able to answer them, some of them live, and then also just review some of them as well. But before we go into that, we just wanted to just give a shout out to a great way that we can remain in touch with you, which is our community forum. And so our community forum, many of you, I'm sure, use it. So if you want to submit any suggestions, share anything, be in touch also with fellow Wellness Living family members, you can go ahead, bookmark community.wellnessliving.com. And so we also have the opportunity to become a user tester. And so if you're interested in that, further information can be found again within the community forum at community.wellnessliving.com. And so you can find information there. And so here we are able to see the sessions available, which is our Fit Builder presence and automatic product staff commissions. So to participate again, we're just really driving this home, you can go ahead and visit the community forum. And so now we have the time to answer questions. And so I'm just going to chime in and bring Sina here. And Sina, what have we seen questions that have come on in, and what questions would you like to answer live?
Yeah, thanks, Erica.
You're welcome.
First things first, I'm a little bit under the weather, so if I mute myself to go into a coughing fit, I apologize in advance. If you guys were waiting until now to ask your questions, please do put them in the Q&A. I'll answer them live. Otherwise, I'll just recap some of the questions that came in. Heidi asked about Alert Center. Can these be configured globally for all staff or by different types of staff? So currently the alert settings are per user, so each staff member can choose which alerts they'd like to receive. However, that's a great suggestion. So Heidi, I'd like you to post that on our community forum if you haven't already. Chantel asks about the batch cutoff time feature. Do you have to contact them to tell you what it is? Yes, you do have to get in touch with your merchant processor to find out what your current batch cutoff time is, or if you'd like to request to change it, they'll also be able to do that for you. Just give them a call or an email. Peter asks, is there a QR code a current customer can use if they did not set up their Wellness Living account when they were new? So you can go to setup business and then business URLs. You're going to have a direct sign up URL there, and then you can actually put that into any QR code generator online and turn that into a QR code for your users to sign up on their phone or tablet, whatever it may be. Alex asks about the events booking. Can we customize which events are shown and have multiple widgets? So not today. However, we are making some improvements to the event widget to allow you to categorize your events a little bit better and also dictate which order they're shown in. I know that's a weakness of the event booking right now that we're looking to address. Janelle asks about the booking pop-up. Is this available for appointments and not just events and classes? Yes, the appointment widget will work the exact same way. It'll give them a little pop-up to sign in or sign up. Alex asks, any updates on Pixel Facebook tracking for ads? Yes, we're adding Facebook Pixel and Google Analytics tracking in the next release, which is coming this spring. Victoria mentioned that in Safari, the schedule continues to go to a new tab. So yes, unfortunately in Safari, there is a setting called cross-site tracking or disable cross-site tracking that's enabled by default. You do have to turn that off in order for the pop-up booking to work. Hands are kind of tied on that one. We've tried a few different things to get around it. It hasn't worked so far, but we're still working on it. We know it's really annoying for Apple users. Okay, a bunch of questions that came in. Michelle asks, is there a direct link code for the events? I assume you mean if there's a direct like booking URL, and there is. So in your event setup at the bottom of the page, you can find a direct URL for each event instance you have scheduled. You can just copy paste that on your website or send it out on client communication to have them book that event directly. Victoria asks, are the changes to the app available for our own business app? I assume you're asking about the white label app, and the answer is yes. The white label and the free Achieve app both got these visual updates and will continue to receive them over the next couple of releases. Laura asks, will the appointment booking process be streamlined as well? Yes, I'm really glad you asked, Laura. In the next release in spring, we're making, I don't even know, 24 improvements to the appointment booking wizard to make it a smoother and more streamlined process. So there's small improvements, but they're going to add up to a much better client experience. So look forward to that in the next release.
Yeah, a bunch just came in.
Yeah, Preeti asks, I'm wondering about the text overlap in the Achieve app class and event description box. Thanks. Sorry, Preeti, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Was that Erica or Katie, something on your screen? Text overlap in Achieve?
I can share my screen. We can look.
Yeah, Preeti, if that's something specific that's happening with your app, please send an email to support@wellnessliving.com. They'll get it logged and we'll resolve it for you if you're experiencing text overlap. Michelle asks, thanks. Is there one for all events together? Those are for individual events, correct? Yes. So the direct URLs when you're in the event setup, those are for individual events. If you want one that goes to a page that lists all of your events, it's also possible to get that link. We actually don't publish it for you in the staff backend. So what you would have to do, switch over to client view if you know how to do that. If you don't know how to do that, you just click on your name in the top right and go switch to client view. Go to the events book now tab that you have, and then just copy the link for that page. And that's a direct URL that's going to list all of your events out and let people search and filter for the ones that they want. So I don't have that published for you, but it is possible to get that link. Preeti just followed up. An error report has been reported for several people. I'll send a screenshot. Okay, yeah, please, if you could. Yeah. If it's already been reported, then I'm sure we're already working on fixing it. Shaylin asks, some of our members have been having issues with the new booking process. They're seeing all purchase options instead of being allowed to book using their purchase option that they have. Essentially, it looks like they have to pay. I understand what you're saying, but that's pretty strange. So usually that points to some sort of configuration issue, either a conflict with your booking policies and the purchase option, or the service settings in the purchase option. If you haven't already, contact support. There's only so much I could do to help you resolve that without knowing the nitty-gritty details and actually looking at your setup. So our support team is pretty well versed in those types of problems. They'll be able to help you out. And I think that's it for questions for right now. So Erica, back to you.
Yeah, for sure. There is really great questions, everyone, and we just have come to the end. So we just thank you so much, and we'll be coming back together in the spring. But until then, if you do have any other questions, please use the community forum. Customer Success is available to help you. And we just like to thank you for being part of us today. And thank you to Katie and Sina for joining me in this session today. So we hope you have a beautiful day, everyone, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.